Hey everybody, G Diamond here, and welcome to the G Diamond Show. It's a beautiful Friday here in the City of Angels. It looks like in rock news today, Judas Priest is back on the road again, moving across the U.S. and Europe like a burning wildfire out of control. Unfortunately, though, we have some news to give you about the Judas Priest tour. It looks like they are going to be dropping off the Aftershock tour that was supposed to be later this year in Sacramento, California. The good news is that they've added a show here in the California area in Ontario, California, later in the year, which will be in November. It looks like I'm going to be attending that show. I had to get myself a nice ticket for that show, and I think everyone else out there should try to get themselves a ticket as well. It's going to be the only date that Judas Priest is going to be doing in the Los Angeles area. Uh, I was able to see Judas Priest in good old sunny Los Angeles this year, earlier in the year, at the Shrine Auditorium, and they did a great job there. Rob Helford was back in action again. He sounded wonderful as usual, not acting like he wasn't aging at all. His voice sounded great. They were celebrating 50 years of metal, and Richie Faulkner, the guitar player, had suffered a heart attack earlier in the tour after the Atlanta date at the beginning of the tour, at the beginning of the year, and he was out for about 4 months. But now he's also back in the band, and things are back on the road again. So things are looking up for them. But you should try to get out there and get your tickets to that show for the Ontario, California date. It's going to be a great show, and I'm telling you, they really are still just like the old Judas Priest was at the beginning, as far as I'm concerned. Other news, we have some other news, which would be WASP has decided to get back into the touring, functions of their band now. Instead of just doing albums and things like that, they've decided after 20 years it's time to get back on the road again. And Blackie Lawless was doing an interview earlier this year talking about it, saying how they're going to do an U.S. American tour and going into Europe as well next year. They will be hitting the Los Angeles area here in December, and starting in October, they're going to hit the Orange County area of California, and then I'll be seeing them in December in Los Angeles. The openers for that band are going to be Armored Saint. They're going to be opening the tour, which is going to be wonderful. Uh, I think you should really try to get out there and get your tickets to that as well, people. It's going to be a great show. Armored Saint is still fantastic as usual, always sounding good with John Bush on vocals and the great Gonzo on drums. Listen, another thing I wanted to tell you guys about is it looks like James Hetfield from Metallica's got a little bit of news that's just happened recently, and it looks like we got a phone call coming in here. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Okay, there's people are trying to get a hold of me during the show here. I don't know what to tell you, but we're not going to let anything interrupt this. Uh, but James Hetfield, getting back to him, it looks like after 20 years of marriage, he's getting a divorce now. He had just gotten out of a rehab facility recently, and things were a little up in the air. Metallica was on hold for a while, but now they're also back in action, back on the road again. They just did Lollapalooza over the summer in Chicago, an off the wall performance. I saw some of the performance. I wasn't able to attend the show, but I did get to catch it and on the internet, and it sounded great. In other rock news, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue is, we all know Motley Crue is doing a stadium tour right now with Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett and the Blackhawks, which will be coming to Southern California on the 27th of August, which is about a week and a half from right now. Yes, I will be attending that show. And Tommy Lee, though, unfortunately, at the beginning of the tour, did crack four ribs, so he will be drumming only on a few songs on the tour. But then we're hoping that by the time they get to Los Angeles, he'll be back in full action again. It's been a couple months they've been on the road, and so far the tour has been going very well. He does have another gentleman that's filling in for him, and his name happens to be Tommy Kluftos, and he's also a really great drummer. But we wish Tommy well and hope to see him for a full recovery for the closing Los Angeles date at Sci-Fi Stadium, the new stadium that was just built last year here in Los Angeles, California. SoFi Stadium, right? That's my beautiful friend Ryan. Uh, yes, who's also here with me today. Uh, he's also promoting some music that he's also, working on to get on some albums real soon here too. He's also a performer and a music composer. So you guys might have to look out for that. I'm going to give him a couple plugs later on his stuff as soon as he gives me something to put on here to play a little bit for us. In other rock news here, looks like Kid Rock just finished a little tour here in the United States, and he played Los Angeles about 3 weeks ago in the Orange County area, and I heard the tour was really, really well done as well. I didn't get to attend that show, but I got to see some of it on the internet, and it sounded fantastic. But if you get a chance, you might want to, try to see him if you can in other areas other than the California area. He will be. I still touring, I think, for a couple more dates. It sounds like here. And then let's see here. In other news, let's see. In other news, um, let's see here. Yeah, Brett Michaels, though, on this stadium tour that's Poison is on, was hospitalized for a few days on the tour in the beginning of the tour as well. There's been some little glitches in this tour, but I think it's going to be a really good, rest of the tour. Supposedly things are back on track now. They said he was out of order for a couple days. They don't know what happened, but he was hospitalized. They didn't give a description of what had happened, but now he's back in action, and I remember seeing him a couple years back at the Sandbar in Las Vegas at a hotel, and he was wonderful, wonderful. I was up there in the pit rocking Jack Russell's Great White Open that show, and he was also good. So he's always good in concert. Um, and then it looks like also we have a little something else to tell you guys about, which would be I'm going to be working on another show as well. Um, Another heavy metal show that's going to be a little heavier than the show that we're talking about today, but it's going to also entail some rock news, some rock stories of things that have happened to me on the road, and also some tour dates for, some speed metal and death metal bands that I'm into as well. So please stay tuned for that. Other than that, everything else is good over here in Los Angeles, and I hope you guys all have a nice rest of the weekend here. And just wanted to give you guys a little update on what's going on around here. This has been G Diamond rocking with you guys and telling you guys what's happening here in the city. Stay tuned for my next show. As soon as I get another one together, it'll be on the air, and I'll have to let you guys tune in. This is G Diamond out. Always be good to others and praise God, and we love you guys all. Peace.